Shalom, giving all praises to YAHAWASHI, double honors and much respects to our apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. May YAHAWASHI's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh from Great Millstone, Orlando, and just back with some, Lord willing, more upliftment and encouragement, in particular for brothers, all right, being that we're in this environment where everything is set up against the Israelite man, all right, through the power of Yahweh on the left hand. You know, Esau does one hell of a job breaking, spiritually buck-breaking Jake, keeping our self-esteem at a low, right? Stripping our confidence, but thankfully, we have confidence in Yahweh our power being replugged back into a source, all right? So like I said, you know, it's just been in my spirit lately to, Lord willing, to whom this may concern, just send some upliftment, again, in particular for brothers, all right? You know, because it's a fight for each and every one of us. You know, we're all striving. We're all striving. I think I'm going to title this something along the lines of, and I want to emphasize the point, under Yahawashi, the man of the Lord's time is coming, under Yahawashi. And again, I want to emphasize the point about in Yahawashi, under Yahawashi, because of course, first and foremost, you know, we're not in this for any type of glory, all right? You know, at the end of the day, we just want the King. At the end of the day, we just want Yahawashi. We just want the King. It's about Yahawashi getting his first. You know, and hey, Lord willing, we're just a part of that joint airship, a part of that aristocrat structure. All right. You know, but with that being said, all the things that we really don't seek for is going to be given to the elect anyways. You know. Like I said, under Yahawashi, our time is coming. All right, because that Galatians 6 and 9, you know, grab that real quick. Grab two quick ones rather. Because as we know, or should know, before the honor comes, we must suffer the humiliation. All right, going into the humility. Humility comes before honor. And again, that humility going into that humiliation. All right. And make no mistake about it, hey, you know, the shit sucks. It hurts. It's not fair. But as I like to say, it's fairly unfair. It's fairly unfair. Because thinking about Yahawashi and his lot, here it is, Yahawashi. He made himself poor for our sakes. Here it is, Yahawashi. He subjected himself to his own creation. So you talk about humility. Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, because doing the right thing is and I mentioned this. I mentioned this maybe in the last video or the video before, going into the Elder Kazaki Allah, man, how he was making a point, because it's getting harder to do the work. It's getting harder to do videos. Try to do screen record videos and the app's constantly shutting off. Brothers got to do part 1, part 2, part 3. Try to go live, but the sound doesn't work, or the video doesn't. It's just getting harder and harder. To more and more difficult to do these videos. You know, like I said, or like I just said here. Like I just said here, and let us not be weary in well doing, because hey, this is not pretty. It's not pretty. Building this foundation from the ground up, starting with the apostles, right? And no one wants to get down and dirty. Of course, no one wants to get on all fours. you know, to lay the foundation of the building. But of course, everyone wants to show up when the building's completed. Everyone wants to show up when the building is decked out. Everyone wants to show up for the grand opening, right? But just making a point how it's not pretty. So doing the right thing, again, it's not appealing. It's not pretty. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's why we have to examine ourselves. You know, because hey, part of that examination, we got to ask ourselves, man, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Is this worth it? You know, these are the questions that we ask. I remember the very first time I went out to teach by myself on international. I remember before I went live, or before I, did the street teaching, my very first street teaching video, man. I remember just I was out there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just like, what am I doing? I look like a fool. I look like an idiot. I remember that. Having those thoughts, just thinking to myself, how crazy I looked. The very first time I went out to teach. And I remember that. But hey, YAHAWASHI, we're here. Because again, just making a point, doing the right thing is not appealing to the eye. But we got to keep doing it, you know? We got to keep doing the right thing. We got to keep striving. Again, it is a fight. It is a fight. And with this fight, there's going to come a well worth it reward. There's going to come a well worth it reward. I had a precept, but it just slipped my mind. But let me go back to this in Galatians 6:9 again. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So more and more we're coming into our recompense. All right. Again, in and under YAHAWASHI, hey, it's our time. All right. Hopefully, like brothers, our time is coming. Our time is coming. We believe that. All these people that do brothers wrong, here it is, brothers have a sincere heart, you know. Brothers have a sincere heart, and the disrespect that brothers get, you think the Lord is not seeing that? You don't think the Lord is watching? Because like the scriptures say, man, the angels are always encamped about Salaki. The angels are always camped about the Lord's men. The Lord's always watching his men. The Lord knows what's going on. All right, as we are in tune with our power, man, the Lord knows what's going on, and the Lord sees everything, of course. So you think the Lord is going to continue to allow this shit slide? As far as how the Lord's men, how they get treated, how they get done dirty. And it hit me this morning, because our head brothers, my camp, it really, especially Isaiah, has really been just putting it out there, putting our vibration out there to pray for patience and pray to the Lord to maintain our patience. And I've been doing exactly that. And it, like I said, it hit me this morning because I mentioned yesterday's video how this Edomite man, as I was driving down the street, I wasn't even speeding or anything. I was going less than the speed limit. It's a residential area. So obviously, gotta abide by the laws and whatnot. But this entitled Edomite, he felt the need to try to throw something at my car. Good thing he's an Edomite and he has no coordination. But just the fact that he tried to throw some shit at my car because he felt the need. He had the sense of entitlement as if I was supposed to stop, even though he was on the other side of the street. He felt the entitled that I was supposed to stop, so he could walk his lazy ass, his fat ass, all right, across the street. And the fact that I didn't go back, the fact that I mentioned this yesterday, the fact that I didn't turn back around and punch that nigga in his face, that bothered me. that bothered me. And when I mentioned that, like I said, it hit me this morning. I've been dealing with this shit all week because, like I said, I've been definitely praying that the Lord send me patience to maintain my patience maintain my patience because, man, like I said, it's getting harder and harder to do the right thing. It's getting harder and harder to contain our, contain that spirit, man. Because, hey, brothers are frustrated, man. And all that frustration is nothing but power building up. It's nothing but power. That's all it is. It's power. It's building up. So I've definitely been praying, Lord, to uphold and maintain my patience. And like I said, I realized all week, it hit me this morning. Satan has been tempting me to get carnal all week. I've been noticing that. It hit me this morning like, damn. Because when I mentioned that, as far as that situation, like I said, every day this week, Satan has been tempting me to get carnal and to lose it. So you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I remember I was on the job, man. It was already a rough night at work. It was already a rough night. It was one of those nights where it's just like, hey man, fuck this job, and I do security, so working at this damn it's basically this if you're familiar with the Universal area, like the Universal what do you call it, like the college campuses, university, that's what I meant, university, if you're familiar with that area. So I work at one of these little apartment complexes that's for these college kids and shit. So a lot of them are Edomites, of course. A lot of them are Edomites, and then international students, students from overseas, and you can imagine how that is. I had one heathen, man. One heathen, the other week, he was mad because he fucked up. He was mad talking about Trump. He was just going on a tangent because he fucked up. I think he left his key in the room or something happened. But basically, he was at fault. It was a self-inflicted wound. I just wanted to slap this cat, man. I just wanted to slap this nigga, man. Because like, don't take your frustrations out on me. You the one that fucked up. I had to do it was a whole ring around, man. Ring around the rosy. It was aggravating, needless to say. What was I going to mention? Oh yeah, because like I said, just making a point at this job site, man. It's a bunch of entitled Edomites. Like I said, young adults from across overseas, different countries. So you can just imagine that atmosphere. Just a bunch of pride, self-entitled pricks. So making a point. What was that? I think that was Monday. Like I said, it was already a rough night. I was about to say, fuck this job. And I'm coming around a corner, and I know it's nothing but Satan, because I didn't even turn back to acknowledge the fact. I just kept walking. And it was like on the second or third floor. As I'm hitting the corner, of course you hear him talking and whatnot, laughing and whatnot. And these niggas do some shit. Now, thankfully, it didn't hit me. But it was just Satan trying to aggravate my spirit. I was already aggravated. It was Satan trying to fuck with me, trying to get me to lose my shit, lose my temper. I didn't even turn around and acknowledge the shit. They threw something. They threw some shit. I didn't even turn back around to see what it was. I just kept walking. And that's one thing I say all the time. Hey, this thing of ours, hey, this truth, it takes a lot of biting the tongue, man, turning the other cheek. It takes a whole lot of that. And, like I said, man, that's just one. I've been dealing with this shit all week. Like I said, definitely been a week I've been praying the Lord maintain my patience, because, boy, man, there's no telling where brothers will be right now if we didn't have this truth. There's no telling where brothers will be right now. But with all that being said, you don't think the Lord sees this shit? You don't think the Lord marked these niggas? You don't think these niggas are marked? And I often tell brothers, hey, you don't even have to make it a point. For me, I don't, because it takes a lot for me to get a reaction, to get a rise. I'm a very calm, cool, collective person. I'm a very collective, cool, calm person, you know. So I've been to a point, and I tell brothers, listen, someone does you wrong. Me, I don't even make it a point to even waste my breath to throw up curses, because I already know the Lord marked them niggas, man. I already know. Or niggerettes. I know the Lord got their ass. So it's not even a point for me to even waste my breath throwing up curses. I know the Lord's going to get their ass. I know the Lord's going to get their ass. So like I was saying, the fact that hopefully elect brothers, man, how you get treated on a day-to-day basis, you know, it's fairly unfair. It's fairly not fair. But again, just the Lord willing strengthen and uplift brothers, because our time is coming. In due time, right? Grab this. Because I was just read here in due season, right? And ultimately, YAHAWASHI is going to throw it in these people's face. The Lord's going the Lord's going to have the last say so. Like it says in 2 Ezra 16. Then shall it be known who my chosen are. The Lord's going to make it known. All y'all niggas and niggerettes that talk shit, all you people that talk shit against my men, the whole time I was dealing with them. Now what? You see, so hey, the fight is not ours to fight, all right? What's this? 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Heavenly Father. So, and who's on the right hand of the Heavenly Father? That's YAHAWASHI. All right. And coming up under that banner, hey, y'all been picking on the kid on the block? All right. Hey, big brother's about to show up on our behalf. Call hello, YAHAWASHI. But like I mentioned earlier, because like I said, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Heavenly Father. Right? And like I said, like I quoted it, humility before honor. All right? And that humility, again, going into humiliation, persecution. All right? And all these things, man. Yeah, it sucks. It hurts. You got to bite your tongue. You got to turn the cheek. But hey, in due time, that's why it says, that's as it says that he may exalt you in due time. So again, there it is, in due time. All right. Hey, we're going to get our respect under the banner of YAHAWASHI. And that's why, again, I want to emphasize that point, under YAHAWASHI. We're going to get our respect. Because, you know, at the end of the day, that's all Jake wants, man. Jake just wants to be treated with respect. That's all Jake wants. The time is coming, man. And I think about this shit all the time. Hey, Lord willing. Hey, when brothers get that power, man, stay the fuck out of a man of the Lord's way. Stay the fuck out of a man of the Lord's way. Alright? When brothers get that power, hey, like I said, at the end of the day, the Lord's going to have the last laugh. YAHAWASHI is going to have the final say so. I told you niggas. Y'all talked all that shit, right? Against my men. Newsflash, this is who I was dealing with the whole time. And boy, because I want to see the look on the face of these people, man. All these people that did me wrong, did brothers wrong, right? Don't touch me. Inside joke. Inside joke, right? Don't touch me, right? Oh, y'all niggas broke, right? All y'all niggas and niggerettes that talk shit against the Lord's men, right? Did the men of the Lord wrong, right? In due time, hey, YAHAWASHI. Again, under YAHAWASHI, the Lord's going to give us our respect. The Lord's going to give us our respect. So that obeisance, that fear, that reverence, because like we read the account, when Samuel came to town, man, hey, niggas were afraid. Jacob was afraid. Come down peaceably. Hey, that reverence is coming back, dog. That reverence, that respect is coming back to the men of YAHAWASHI. And it's already happening now on a low level because, hey, brothers are already to a point, like I said, we have our confidence back. We have our confidence back, man. Right? So Jake is not walking around with their head down, man. All right. And as I tell brothers, hey, whatever establishment that you walk in, hey, walk in that bitch like you own that bitch, because everything is yours. God damn it. Like when you read the scriptures about how YAHAWASHI, let me see if I can find that, because I mentioned how YAHAWASHI, hey, he YAHAWASHI, he subjected himself to his own creation. So what does that mean? Hey, everything belongs to YAHAWASHI. You see? And with that being said, hey, being that joint heirs, everything belongs to you. You hopefully like brothers. I'm gonna grab this. Mark 11:1. And when they came nigh to Jerusalem unto Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sendeth forth two of his disciples, and saith unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye be entered into it, ye shall find a colt tied, whereon never man sat. Loose him and bring him. Verse 3, it says, And if any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say ye that the Lord have need of this, and straightway he will send him hither. So you see, hey, you know, because to a carnal nigga, that will be considered stealing. That will be considered theft. Yahushua told the disciples, hey, go to this part of town. You're going to see that donkey, untie it and bring it to me. And if anyone asks you, well, what are you doing? Hey, tell them Master had needs of this. All right. Hey, our Lord is raw. All right. But again, making a point that everything belongs to Yahushua anyways. Right? I'm going to grab another one. Where's that at? Yep. Grab this. In Luke 19. In verse 21, getting to the point. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. So, in that sense, the Lord took what he didn't work for. Taking what he didn't work for. Why? Because everything belongs to him. In the first place. Let me read that again. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. All right, and again, it's not to say it in the sense that Yahushua was just some sort of a nigger. You know, he was just give me that shit. No, man. Like I just use the example with the because everything is in the spirit. All right, everything is in the spirit. Like I use the example with the colt, with the donkey. All right. But hey, Yahushua took what he didn't work for. Why? Because everything belongs to him anyways. And again, it's not to say, Lord willing, being part of that joint airship that you just go out and just, hey, you know, give me this shit. You're going to the store, you got some orange juice. Man, I ain't paying for this shit. No, man. Again, this is all part of our the walking in humility, being humble. You know, hey, Yahushua even said, hey, what belongs to Caesar, render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. You know, pay your taxes, you know, pay your debt, whatever the case may be. We're subject to payments. But it is about having a certain mindset. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, more and more, man, you just look at this shit small, dog. Everything, at least for me, everything, it's like when you look down on the ant pile, man, you just see those little dots, little ants moving, man. That's more and more, that's just how I'm looking at everything. That's why I often talk about being focused on the zoomed out part rather than being so focused on the zoomed in. You know? Everything becomes more, and everything is tiny, man. All this shit becomes more and more minute. It just becomes little. Insignificant. Because, hey, we're getting ready to conquer. Our time is coming. Our time is coming. And all these people that laugh, talk shit. Yeah. Because I was also thinking about titling this Because I was going for a jog earlier. And boy, it's harder than Big Mama's armpit out this bitch. I was gonna do this whole, do another walk and talk, but I ain't had no water. I had to come in here and get some water, man. But I was gonna title this because I was gonna do this on a walk and talk. I was gonna title this what was I gonna title this? Laugh now, cry later, or vice versa. We cry now, but we're gonna be the ones to laugh later. Something along those lines. Obviously you see the title when I upload the video, whatever the spirit picks, but our time is coming. Brothers, just gotta hold on just a little longer, dog. Just a little longer. Like I said, all the people that laughed, talked shit, mocked, scoffed, scorned, man, I don't feel sorry for these people, dog. I don't feel sorry for these people. Now it's cold because something that I've been noticing over the years, how YAHAWASHI, it's almost like the Lord is setting everyone up through you, through brothers. Because like the Lord said, hey, if they receive you, they receive me. So don't undermine your position. Don't undermine your power. You hopefully, like brothers, don't undermine your position, man. All right? The Lord is fucking with brothers. The Lord fucks with brothers, man. Jake is not used to hearing certain words and but the Lord loves brothers, man. The Lord loves his men. The Lord loves you, brothers. He loves us. Jake's not used to hearing that, but hey, the Lord fucks with Jake, man. The Lord fucks with Jake. And we had a spiritual sign this past Saturday. I believe brothers uploaded the video. Brother Azaria, the other brother, he's the elder of the camp. Basically, the father of the camp, the elder Gabar. They uploaded the video while we was in the midst of, because like I said, our heads in GMSEnduringServant, they've been putting on us to, hey, patience. Pray the Lord to give us patience. So brothers were going into it, and you can't make the Lord up, dog. They say you can't make this shit up. No, dog, you can't make the Lord up. Because while the brother was, encouraging us, hey, you had some Jake. He could have been Angel. Said a lot of bugged out shit, but there was a lot of spiritual gems. He was just talking for about, 20 minutes? 20 minutes, he was just going on. There was a lot of spiritual gems. Lord, when I go back to the video and watch the video, but the first thing that he said was, when he walked up, the Lord heard y'all prayers. That's the first thing he said when he walked up. The Lord heard y'all prayers. And the last thing when he walked off, he said, it was something along the lines of stay in the fight. Keep fighting. That was the last thing he said before he walked off. So you can't make the Lord up. You can't make the Lord up. Again, the Lord's throwing those, hey, you see, I'm fucking with you, Jake. The Lord loves brothers, man. And that's the thing about it. Jake is not used to getting love, like I said. Everything in this society, man, it's just set up to destroy our confidence, to spiritually buck break us. But hey, we have our confidence. We are replugged back into the source. So call halayim YAHAWASHI. And like I said, it was an example of patience. As the brothers was encouraging us to be patient, pray the Lord to give us patience. Hey, the Lord sent that Jake, possible angel. Dude was just going on for about 20 minutes. I know brothers wanted to get out of there and whatnot, but hey, hey, you can't make the Lord up. Showing you that the Lord is he's there. He's watching. He's in the midst. So the Lord ain't forget about brothers, man. The Lord ain't forget about us. And the Lord's not going to continue to let this shit continue to go on. Believe that. Believe that. The Lord's not going to continue to let this shit go on. These people, they're going to get theirs, dog. They're going to get theirs. They're going to get theirs. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Because like I say, hey, there's going to be a whole lot more giving the cold shoulder than, hey, taking people in. There's going to be a whole lot more rejecting than accepting. So, like I said, because these things are already happening now. Brothers already got a cold spirit. Like I said, Jake, man, we have our confidence. Like I said, Jake ain't walking down with the shoulder, with the head down and shit. And that's intimidating to Esau. He don't like that. He's not used to that. They're supposed to feel that power, goddammit. I always say they're supposed to feel that power. Esau, she might walking down the street, walking on the same street, man. She's supposed to clutch her purse. She's supposed to get nervous. She's supposed to tighten up. She's supposed to feel that power, goddammit. Esau smiling in your face and shit, trying to get your approval and shit, man. I just stay looking ahead. I'm not acknowledging you peasants, you devils. You see, man, and they don't like that shit. They see Jake mean bugging, walking down the aisle, man. What do? They just slightly get out the way. That's how it's supposed to be, goddammit. They're supposed to cross the other street. They see Jake walking down the street. They supposed to cross the street. They supposed to start stumbling at the words, stuttering and shit. They supposed to feel that power. They supposed to be tripping over brothers, man. Stumbling over brothers, man. They're supposed to be uncomfortable around brothers. They're supposed to. That's that spirit of YAHAWASHI in us, man. All right. And I was making a point as well, because like I was saying, I've noticing over the years, because at this point, man, we're just focused on the Lord. And that's why I would say, the more we focus on the Lord, the more everything is just going to come to you naturally. All right. Those are rebellious children. Hey, the more you focus on the Lord, the more you say, in the words of the late great Brandon Mack, hey, fuck them kids, man. And the more you have that attitude, hey, because we ain't trying to win Father of the Year awards. We're not trying to win Husband of the Year awards, man. All this shit is side dishes, man. Family, that's all that side dish. And the more you focus on your how about Shema Shad, more the rib she's gonna start coming around if she's meant to make it. All right. The more the children are gonna start to naturally, follow your order, follow your lead. Things just happen naturally. More and more, the more we focus on your how about Shema Shad. So, like I've said, I'm noticing over the years, the more I'm focusing on your how about Shema Shad, the Lord is strengthening certain relationships. Because for a long time, I've just been cold-hearted, man. I don't give a fuck about nobody. All right, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about these people. I can care less about all this shit and these people. But I'm noticing, because I was to a point where I was kind of just completely shut out from everyone outside of brothers. I said it before. That's why I get in the habit. I talk too much. When I come around brothers, I talk too goddamn much, and I'm trying to work on that because I get excited. That's the only time It's the only time brothers get to be themselves. But I'm noticing how Yahweh Shema Shai, as much as I just try to push everyone away and just be shut up from everyone, the Lord is really strengthening certain relationships. All right. In other relationships, the Lord's letting go. The Lord's removing certain people, man. And like I said, for your sake, for our sakes, because hey, these people are to be set up for salvation or to be destroyed. So like I said, as I quoted, hey, if they hear you, they receive me. So don't undermine your position. Don't undermine your power. You hopefully like brothers. All right. You are special in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And again, Jake's not used to hearing that, but hey, we're special in the eyes of the Lord. And it's just a matter of time before it manifests, before it shows, before the Lord shows it to these people. These were my men the whole time. The whole time I was dealing with these men. You see? And that's why, hey, brothers, when that day comes, man, brothers are going to be able to be arrogant in righteousness. Because another one of my favorites, man, was that Isaiah 25. And this is going to take place on this side. Isaiah 25 and verse 9. This is going to start on this side. Isaiah 25 and 9. And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for him. And he will save us. This is Yahweh Shema Shai. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. So you see, brothers are going to have that bragging rights. We told y'all niggas. Hey, we told y'all. Nope, don't touch me. Nope, nope, don't touch me. Nope. Brothers are going to have them bragging rights. Brothers are going to be cocky in righteousness, man. We told y'all people. We told y'all people, man. We told these people, dog. Now, no brothers can't wait. This shit is because it's so close, it hurts. It's so close, it hurts. We feel it. But not yet. But boy, when that day comes, again, stay the fuck out of a man of the Lord's way. Because, boy, like black brothers say, hey, brothers are going to be bright burning motherfuckers, man. And I can't wait. Lord, want to not be one of those men. Lord, want to not be one of those men. And the Lord used me to stare these people in their eyes. And I'm talking about those that did Jake wrong, man. Those that did me wrong. Man. Hey, brothers, your respect is coming. Your reverence is coming. These people, they're going to fear the men of the Lord. I had a chicken that I was dealing with some time ago, man. Some time ago. And because, you know, we had a lot of spiritual conversation. This shit was going so smooth, so good. I told brothers, man, I think she an agent, though, because this shit was going so smooth. This shit was going too good. And just the information that she knows, you know, the conversation, because we'd have a real spiritual conversation. It made me believe that she was watching videos, man. I'm talking about other camps, Israelite camps, and even particular Great Millstone. It had me thinking for a while, man. She's watching brothers' videos or something. She's watching something. Because we had so much spiritual conversations. We were talking about prophecy and things of that nature. And the Spirit just had me ask her, what do you think Revelation 13 is? And immediately she said, I don't think it's the chip. I said, man, yeah, she got to be watching somebody. She got to be watching. She got to be watching somebody. I don't know if it's my videos. Or she's definitely watching the camps. She's definitely watching the camps. But I asked her, the Spirit just had me ask her randomly, what do you think Revelation 13 is talking about? Immediately she said, I don't think it's a chip. Talking about Revelation 13 and 16 and 17, you know, the MOTB. Immediately she said, I don't think it's a chip. I said, man, yeah. there's something. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But just bringing her up, like I said, dealt with her some time ago. Like I said, we were talking about a lot of things, prophecy and things of that nature. You know, I would tell her, hey, shit's gonna get worse out here. You know, it's gonna get bad, and you know, just little things here and there. I didn't get too into it. You know, I didn't want to blow my cover or whatever the case may be, however you want to put it. But long story short, because I put that bitch on the back burner. And you know what's cool? Because I know I'm gonna see her ass again. I know the Lord's gonna bring her ass to me. In fact, she was one of those. It was worth my breath putting curse upon her ass and her children. All right. Hey, I prayed a little to send Satan on her ass, man. And that's the power that brothers have. You know, don't undermine your power. Don't undermine your position. We have the power again under YAHAWASHI. To emphasize that point again, we have the power under YAHAWASHI, the authority under YAHAWASHI to sick Satan on people. Believe it or not. All right. I sent Satan on that, so I know it's just a matter of time. That's why I tell brothers. Hey, enjoy your peace and quiet. Enjoy your peace and quiet. Get ready for those hey big head texts. All that, man. The whole 9 yards is coming. And she's just one of many. I know. The Lord's been setting brothers up, and I'm talking about going way back to middle school, high school. You know, brothers had crushes, and the girl turned you down. Hey, the Lord's. Hey, man. Every interaction is not for no reason. It's not in vain. So, like I said, the Lord's been setting these people up on your behalf for either salvation or destruction. Believe it or not. So again, man, hey, the Lord's dealing with brothers. You know. And we got into a heated argument, and that's why I said I ended up putting that bitch on the back burner. But that bitch straight up told me, hey, you ain't, man, cursing me out and shit, man, you ain't no prophet, you ain't no man of the Lord, and this and that. I was like, all right. And I said, hey, when the Lord deals with you and your children, I'll see you again. And that was the last thing I said from her. That was the last thing I said to her. And it's just a matter of time, dog. I'm telling you. I believe it. We believe it. We know it. You know? It's just a matter of time. Hey, the Lord's going to be bringing these people. These people are going to be on their hands and knees, bowing in reverence to the men of the Lord, coming back crawling to the men of the Lord. I'm telling you, you got to see it. Like Apostle Kabal always says, man, you got to see it. You got to vision it, right? So these were the main two scriptures that I had in mind. Of course, the Spirit is always going to do what it do, but these were the two main scriptures that I was thinking about. So 2 Samuel 1, I'm going to start at 1. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag, it came even to pass on the third day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell to the earth and did obeisance. So you see that respect, that reverence. And there's plenty of examples, you know, people bowing in reference to the king, to the, you know, certain men bowing their face to the earth, right? In obeisance, that ultimate respect. All right. Jumping over here to verse, what's that? 2 Samuel 9. 2 Samuel 9. I'm gonna just get to the point, because that's something I'm thinking about all the time. You know, getting that King David spirit, man. You know, sometimes brothers just be wanting to, you know, off with his head type of shit. But not yet. All right, not yet. We're getting ready to conquer. Brothers are getting ready to conquer. All right. Just be in that King David spirit sometimes, man. You know, shit. But 2 Samuel 9 and 6, it says, now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come unto David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, Mephibosheth, and he answered, behold, thy servant. So just those two quick points to end off, man. You know, because this is a type of reverence that's coming back to the men of the Lord. All right. Like I said, these people, they're going to be crawling. They're going to be at brothers' feet. All right. Because and that's another thing, you know, when you oftentimes back in the ancient world, you know, in those times, man, where, you know, the servant will come before the king and bow his head. Hey, you was at the king's mercy. All right. You was at that king's mercy. He can take your head off, man. You know, you was at that king's mercy when you bow your head, basically exposing yourself, exposing your neck. The king could take your head off. So, you know, that reverence, that obeisance, that respect, that reverence, that fear is coming back to the men of the Lord. That power, man, that power. You see, and you know, everything is coming together through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Believe it or not. All right, because listen, brothers ain't gonna be. That's why I said, brothers are gonna be arrogant, but in righteousness. All right. We ain't gonna be doing no more donuts in the rental, like Nahari be saying. My head brother Nahari be saying, you know, brothers are gonna be responsible. Brothers are gonna be in the spirit, because you see that with these so-called, like the scripture say, you reign like kings without us, right? Because these people, they don't know how to deal with the responsibility. That's why they be bugged out and they just get worse, right? A lot of these so-called celebrities, all the fame, the riches, the women, when it all comes to them, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it. So they bug out. They bug out. They go off the deep end. But that's why we're being taught to handle the responsibilities. All right. That way, when it does come, when all that comes, like I said earlier, the more we focus on YAHAWASHI, the more things are just gonna more and more happen in your favor. You're not one to really get women like that. Wait, listen, that's one thing, brother shouldn't, for damn sure, shouldn't chase a woman, all right, other than Sophia, right? Damn sure shouldn't chase. The woman gonna be chasing you, all right? You're not want to get women like that. Hey, don't worry about it. The women are gonna come to you, all right? And they're gonna be in that obeisance, all right? That reverence, that shame face, right? Because hey, man, you know the scriptures going to how at one point a woman, she wouldn't even let the sole of her foot touch the ground. A woman, she wouldn't even look you in your eye at one point, you know, in history, right? But we're in a society where these women will look you dead in your eye and square up. They will look you dead in your eye, man. You know, and square up with you like a full-grown man, like you won't beat this bitch's ass. But that's all right, because when the tables turn, hey, like I said, that shame face is coming back, that reverence, that obeisance, it's coming back, brothers. Just gotta hold on just a little longer. Let these people have it. Like I said a second, at just 8. This world is for many, but the world that comes for few. So let these people have it. As I always say, as long if it's not in you or your immediate family is not in danger, let them have it. That Edomite that tried to chuck some shit at my car, right, yesterday, let him have it. I wasn't in immediate danger, let him have it. You got it. You got it, big dog. You got it. You the man right now. You got it. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Oh, you don't touch me, ass bitches. Inside joke, man. Hey, man, let these people have it. Let these people have it. Because, boy, when our time comes, hey, when our time comes, boy, oh boy, I told you so. All right, the biggest I told you so, you know, it's coming. It's in due time, man, in due season, just a little longer, man, just a little longer. So, Lord, one of this is edifying, giving all praises to you, YAHAWASHI, Shalom to you, hopefully, like.